How does an order get from its point of origin to your doorstep? Ever wonder why there are delays in some of your parcels? Well, the first thing that comes to mind is planes, right? Unlike small parcels, many of the larger goods are delivered through containers. These containers are the key to transporting large goods. Seaports are the place where the containers are stored. Unfortunately, due to the growth of the transportation of goods and having the same amount of containers, there are difficulties in arranging the shipments, and logistics companies will usually get messy when it comes to shipment. Due to this issue, there have been discussions on ways that could improve the management of shipments. The huge topic in discussion now is to use 5G and beyond 5G technologies to improve the overall functions of the seaports. Now, what exactly is the plan to improve seaports? Smart ports. Smart ports are automated ports that function by using data analytics to make the right decisions and help run the automation effectively. The overall idea is to utilize smart technology to improve efficiency, improve overall performance, and promote economic competitiveness. These improvements could be speeding up shipping times, being more organized in storing goods, tracking deliveries, and many more.
So what is 5G? 5G is the fifth generation of mobile network following on from previous generations of 1G, 2G, 3G, and 4G, which is able to provide speed of up to 100 times faster than 4G to its users. While beyond 5G, on the other hand, is a next generation communication system ascending over 5G, which essentially means 6G. 5G and B5G technologies are set to deliver substantially higher connection speed while being more dependable, as well as having quicker response times and more capacity. 5G and B5G technology goes far beyond just enhancing your network connection. It opens up new possibilities that will allow us to deliver groundbreaking solutions that will benefit the entire society, one of which are smart ports. As all of us know, ports are essential channels that help integrate global economy. With the help of 5G and B5G technology, normal ports will be able to transform itself into smart ports, which will ultimately help them improve efficiency and performance. The emergence of 5G and B5G technology will help ports to evolve to keep up with ever-changing demands globally. These demands include ships becoming larger, goods moving faster, and even geopolitical issues that are becoming problems for ports all around the world.
A smart port would require a massive amount of IoT devices such as smartphone, sensors, VR goggles, and other wireless devices, which require high data transmission rate and low latency. This is where the key service of B5G are enabled in smart ports. Firstly being ultra-reliable low-latency communication. It provides ultra-low latency as low as 1 ms or below and have high reliability. Moving on, enhanced mobile broadband. It allows high data transmission rate such as the streaming of high-resolution videos, VR or AR, and online gaming. Lastly, massive machine-type communication. It can support an extremely high connection density of online devices. Through this connection, devices can communicate with each other by transmitting small amounts of traffic irregularly. It is designed for the scalable and efficient connectivity of a massive number of devices sending very small packets, which cannot be done in cellular system designed for human-type communication. Each of them have a role to play in a smart port. For ultra-reliable low-latency communication, it can enable smart guided vehicle for transporting goods. As for enhanced mobile broadband, it has the role of providing smooth real-time streaming to mobile phones for better management. And last but not least, massive machine-type communication. We can use artificial intelligent automation for communication between devices. This is to avoid traffic collision.
Moving on, I will discuss about the characteristics of traditional ports and smart ports. First of all, traditional ports are operated manually by manpower, which is slow and requires high labor and transportation costs. Other than that, the energy required is significant and causes heavy pollution, and it is therefore not sustainable. However, with the help of smart or automated ports, machine and vehicles at the port can be automated, therefore increasing the efficiency and requires low labor and transportation costs. With automation, energy consumption can also be reduced as machines are required to work when they are needed, and therefore reducing pollution, and therefore it is sustainable.
When it comes to implementing new technology, there are always challenges. So let's talk about the challenges of beyond 5G. The first challenge is what everyone concerns the most, security. Because of the number of devices will be connected to the network, ensuring the security will be very important as it protects users' privacy. Not only that, 5G technology infrastructure relies on cellular towers, small cells, etc., which means that increases the chances of digital attacks such as DOS attacks. The other challenge being the spectrum and bandwidth of 5G. While 5G provides better performance and low latency, but on the other hand, it covers a smaller area compared to 4G because 5G millimeter waves does not travel as far as previous cellular generations. That leads to the next challenge, which is the cost of implementation. So in order for 5G technology to have similar or larger coverage area compared to 4G, more small cells is needed to be installed in order to achieve that, which means the cost will increase. Adding hardware and supporting software that are required for 5G network will also increase the operating expenses because the networks must be configured, tested, managed, and updated regularly.
So, the main question is, how do we implement beyond 5G into port and turn them into a smart port? The answer is, we can implement Internet of Things, Enhanced Mobile Broadband (eMBB), Massive Machine Type Communication (MMTC), and Ultra Reliable Low Latency Communication (URLLC). In Internet of Things, we can implement sensors, embedded system, actuators, wireless devices, and data centers to make a port smart. Examples of sensors are inertial, ultrasonic, eddy current, LiDAR, and imaging sensors. Then, all the sensor data will be sent to the data center and will be processed with the embedded system. After processing and calculation, it will then send signals using wireless devices to the actuator to start an action. Moving on to Enhanced Mobile Broadband (eMBB), it is used to monitor the port operation in real time via video surveillance and also enables them to visit a port in a VR environment and to receive remote assistance. This is because it requires higher throughput and a reliable connection, which can be achieved by deploying 5G network. Then, in Massive Machine Type Communication (MMTC), it is used to monitor end devices with sensors and applications. Another purpose of this is to increase the efficiency of the port by improving the automation, which will also help to communicate between different parties at the port. For example, containers on the port can be equipped with sensors to monitor the temperature and to trace the location. These sensors are required to be connected to a 5G station. Ultra Reliable Low Latency Communication (URLLC), safety and efficiency can be improved by deploying smart guided vehicles. Smart guided vehicles can be used to transfer items or for surveillance around the port. Furthermore, it can be equipped with high resolution cameras as 5G allows for large bandwidth and high throughput.
You might be thinking, how would 5G assist and benefit smart ports? Well, with the existing technology such as 4G, Wi-Fi, and radio communication, people can already easily communicate with each other. But with the introduction of 5G, communication will improve significantly as it has more potential than existing technologies. Now, how exactly would 5G do this? First of all, there's a lot more bandwidth available for 5G compared to 4G. This means that a larger amount of data and information can be transported quickly from one end to another. With information being transferred faster, information can be updated frequently, making processes much faster. Next, less latency with the help of 5G technology. With less latency, the equipment used in the port will be able to respond quickly to the commands and have no delays in signals as orders are transmitted quickly from a device to the equipment, making it perform the task almost instantaneously. This could speed up the operation such as moving and placing containers at their designated area quicker, as it doesn't have to register its orders or commands for a long period of time. Lastly, 5G can take in a heavier load of devices at one go compared to the existing 4G technology. As smart pods receive a lot of commands and orders directly, if many users were to send multiple signals from multiple devices at once, the smart pod might be able to receive all of its signals due to its limitations. With 5G, the amount of traffic it can receive is a lot more, which helps with scalability. This means that multiple IoT devices can be connected to the smart pods to maximize the automation system of the smart pods.
With the technological advancement that 5G and B5G is able to provide to a smart pod, as compared to a regular pod, pods will have a safer working environment and also safer shipping. This is due to the fact that automation in smart pods will lead to less accidents from happening in the working environment, as AI technology will be able to analyze data to create a safer working environment while using the 5G and B5G technology. Smart pods also have GPS-based traffic monitoring systems. With the help of digital technologies, real-time data of ships' movement near to the port can be tracked at all times. More appropriate instructions can be given to the ships with the data collected, and this can help to avoid traffic congestions or provide optimal arrival time at a port for the ships. Not only that, smart ports can also help to streamline customs information and documents with the help of 5G and B5G technology. Ports will be able to handle cargo information and payments more efficiently and effectively, such as the processing of permits, trade license, and custom clearance. Not only that, smart ports can also help to build a better environment. The usage of 5G technology can help in optimizing loading and unloading time in ports, which will lead to fewer emissions, ultimately building a more sustainable environment.
Moving on to the energy efficiency mechanisms. 5G design requirements specify that the energy use be reduced to 10% of 4G, which makes energy efficiency one of the major performance indicators in beyond 5G. 5G technology uses a feature called sleep mode. How it works is, when there is no network activity ongoing, for example, transmitting data, for a short amount of time, it will temporarily shut down the base station electronics during the gap to reduce energy consumption. 5G implements new technology called Massive Multiple Input, Multiple Output, also known as Massive MIMO. Massive MIMO is made out of several hundred antennas that handles large amount of network throughput and client connections. The antenna system is attached to the base station and uses a technology called beamforming to transmit the signal in a specific direction rather than over a large area compared to how it works in 4G. This reduces the overall energy consumption for wireless energy transmission for both the base station and the client devices. Thanks to beamforming, 5G network consumes about 4 times lesser power than 4G networks.
Routing is a process of selecting a path for data to be transmitted from source device to destination device. With the increase in the network demand, data must be transmitted to the destination without any packet loss or degradation. In other words, routing plays a major role in smart pods, which ensure fast and reliable data transfer. If routing is done inappropriately, effective routing may cause route flapping and degrade the overall quality of service. Route flapping is when the router constantly fluctuates within a short period of time, which means network connections are constantly switching between being available and unavailable. And degradation of quality of service means negative parameters to the quality of service, such as increase in packet loss and high latency, which leads to device-to-device communication. This technology enables the device to be connected without direct connection to the cellular network. This is achieved with the help of Internet of Things, which allows the device to be connected to cellular networks via the Internet. With this, it would help the device to communicate with each other. There are many advantages to device-to-device communication, such as high data rates and large area network coverage. However, if wrong routing decisions are made in that device-to-device communication, the quality of service performance would be worse than the conventional cellular networks.
Lastly, we have congestion control. Network congestion is basically where nodes of a network are overloaded with traffic. What this causes is it makes the end user's network very slow, which is something we would like to avoid reduce or completely eliminate from the network. To implement congestion control into smart port networks, open loop congestion control policies can be applied to prevent congestion before it happens. There are 5 open loop congestion control policies, with the first one being retransmission policy. This policy manages the retransmission of packets. If the sender detects that a sent packet is lost or corrupted, that sent packet will need to be retransmitted. This retransmission may increase the congestion within the network. To prevent this, retransmission timers will be designated to prevent congestion and also optimize the efficiency of the network. Next, we have window policy. Packets that are resent may have already been received by the receiver, and what this causes is that the duplication may increase congestion within the network. Therefore, this policy creates a selective repeat window where it only sends specific packets that may have been lost. Moving on, we have discarding policy. Discarding policies are implemented so that corrupted or less sensitive packets can be partially discarded while maintaining the quality of the message. This is so that there will be less packets to transmit while the quality of data is being preserved. Then we have acknowledgement policy. Since acknowledgements are also part of the load in the network, the acknowledgement policy implemented may also affect congestion. Acknowledgement related congestion can be prevented by several methods. Example of this can be the receiver should only send acknowledgement for a specific number of packets rather than sending an acknowledgement for every single packet that has been sent. And another example of this can be the receiver should only send the acknowledgement and only if it has to send a packet or after a specific timer expires. Lastly, we have admission policy. What the admission policy implements is checking the resource requirement of a network before transmitting any more packets. If there's a chance of any congestion or if there's already a congestion in the network, what the router will do is deny establishing a virtual network connection to prevent that congestion from happening or to prevent any further congestion.
In conclusion, Beyond 5G has the potential to offer more functionalities than 5G, allowing existing smart ports to improve greatly. Furthermore, Beyond 5G do also help with the environment where power consumption is greatly reduced, and therefore reducing harmful emission and pollution to the environment. Although Beyond 5G has a lot of advantage over 5G, there are still some challenges that needs to be addressed, such as security and privacy issue. We sincerely hope that with the help of technology advancement, ports will become smarter and environment of the world will be cleaner due to the reduced emission. Thank you.